With WWE no longer hiring indie wrestlers for creative positions, Kurt Angle on exposing himself to Vince McMahon, and Adnan Virk receiving an unlikely job offer, this is Wrestling Up. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report for May 26th. Before we get into the rest of the video, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Up and turn on all notifications to stay up to date with everything in the world of pro wrestling. Speaking to Chris Van Vliet, Xavier Woods talked about his career aspirations for his post-WWE life, saying G4 is the job that I'm going to transition to once I am done being a bump boy, but also I am learning bass guitar. I have aspirations to be a studio bassist, hopefully in the next 5 to 7 years. It's music, so there are components that I already understand with playing trombone. That part is easy. I've got the music theory. Translating it to bass has been fun. All of your favorite songs are driven by a bass line. It feels good to play and to spread positive energy. Woods has made great strides in his bass guitar playing, with him now appearing on TV with it as opposed to his usual trombone. Of course, being on the G4 TV show would be a great fit for the New Day member. Former member of WWE creative and pro wrestler Jimmy Jacobs touched on Vince McMahon's apparent decision to not allow the company to hire indie wrestlers for creative positions, saying this to TW Show. Yeah, while I had a certain aptitude for the storytelling nature of wrestling, I was the first wrestler to really be a writer there. There were other guys on the creative team like, let's say, Road Dogg or something, but he's not getting into the weeds, like putting pen to paper, so I was the first one to do that. Now look, the independent wrestling background helped, and I knew a lot of the guys. I was friends with a lot of the guys, and they trusted me, which is helpful. It's helpful to have a relationship with the talent where they want to collaborate with you and they want your ideas. And yeah, I think it helped me. I think that Vince McMahon will never ever hire another independent wrestler to be on the writing team again after I got fired, so it goes. Of course, Jacobs is referring to the selfie he took with the Elite after the AEW stars did their invasion stunt in a parking lot next to a WWE event. Speaking to Daily Star, Kofi Kingston was brought into the debate on which pro wrestler is the best, with him saying Randy Orton belongs in that conversation. The whole premise of who is the best is really subjective. As far as Randy is concerned, I think he has the ability to do so many things so well. He looks a certain way, he flexes in a certain way, you feel that. That's the stuff that makes you great and not just good. What Randy does is unique in that way. He does so much without doing anything at all. So I'd have to put him in the conversation as being one of the greatest. To be able to last so long, he's even more compelling now in a lot of different ways. So as a performer, you can't have the conversation about the greatest without having Randy be in there. From the longevity alone, that doesn't happen by accident. This topic has picked up steam due to AEW commentator Jim Ross saying Orton is the best wrestler today, with him noting that while Kenny Omega, the AEW champion, is talented, he's not the best. Chris Jericho would come to Omega's defense as the AEW champion would then take a shot at Ross. Monday Night Raw got a new play-by-play commentator, Adnan Virk, just under 2 months ago, with him recently parting ways with the company, citing issues with the weekly grind that came with traveling. Now Virk has received a job offer from Cam Soda Communications Director Brett Hogan. Following the news that former ESPN and MLB Network host Adnan Virk and WWE parted ways after just 7 weeks, Cam Soda, a leading adult webcam platform, has come in with an offer for the now unemployed announcer. Along with hosting some of the best adult content on the internet, Cam Soda also promotes Fight Circus, a fight promotion based out of Thailand, and is presenting its 3rd volume on June 19th. The site has offered Virk $50,000 to do play-by-play for the show, which includes a 2-on-1 battle between a UFC veteran and a set of inexperienced brothers, and will have the legendary Bob Sapp captaining a team of fighters. Former Impact Knockouts and NWA champion Allysin Kay took to Twitter to let everyone know she'd be streaming, writing, "Help me find love tonight on Twitch." This led to a fan replying, "Hey baby girl, your search just came to an abrupt stop. I got you girl, just IM me for real. I would be honored to strike up a conversation with someone as beautiful as yourself." Kay reacted saying, your bio says you have a wife. Funny enough, the fan would apparently change his bio, with it no longer mentioning that he is married. Prior to leaving WWE in 06, Kurt Angle was suffering from wear and tear due to all his years of wrestling. In a production meeting, Angle walked in and pulled down his pants to show McMahon and company that his groin was black and blue, with him recalling the events on his podcast. I just came from an event and I went to a meeting and I pulled my pants down. It was a production meeting, Vince was in the front and everybody else was in the back. I walked in between them and pulled my pants down to my ankles and I showed Vince my groin. It was all black and blue. I mean, my penis, everything was black from the injury. It was an abdominal tear, a groin tear, and a hamstring tear, all three in the same time, and all the blood just rushed to my leg and my groin. After leaving WWE, Angle would head to TNA, with him returning in 2017 and let go due to the COVID-19 budget cuts last year. On the CLS Experience, former WWE star Mickie James detailed her first meeting with Vince McMahon, where she pitched her superfan persona. I went home and I reset and I came up with this character, this story. This idea for this character was a massive superfan, which was genuinely in my heart. I was able to come up and cultivate this character that I was like this, and I pitched it, and I remember walking to Vince McMahon's office with this idea, and I'm like, I heard you read my idea and you liked it. And Michael Hayes is the one who said, you need to walk into Vince's office, you need to tell him that you wrote that. You need to tell him that nobody can play it but you. I'm like, oh god. This is backstage. I'm like in Columbus, Ohio. I'm driving up from Louisville, which is the developmental territory, OVW at the time, and I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. The whole time I'm sitting outside of Vince's office, I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna vomit. It was the scariest. If you've ever met the man in person, he has this aura about him, and he's so powerful and so intimidating, yet so genuine and real. He's always been kind and genuine to me, and I'm just like, I was terrified for my life. AEW Sammy Guevara is an up-and-coming star, but had a hiccup in his career, with him called out for previous comments he made regarding Sasha Banks on TWFS. This led to Sammy going through sensitivity training during his AEW suspension, as he detailed that experience with Inside the Ropes. Oh, 100% man, I mean the Sasha stuff, those were bad comments on my end from years ago. It was just immaturity. I have grown since then. My whole thing too last year, I did the sensitivity training. I don't know everything. I'm not going to pretend like I do. So when they said to do this training, I said, let me look at it from a silver lining perspective. You know, I could learn some stuff from this probably, and I did learn some stuff. That's what life is about. Nobody is perfect. We're human, and being human means we make mistakes. So I feel like when you make a mistake, it is just so important to try to learn, grow, and go on. Life is just going to keep going. For the upcoming Double or Nothing pay-per-view, Guevara is a part of the Inner Circle, is slated to face the Pinnacle in a Stadium Stampede match. Days ago, Alexa Bliss took to social media to share that her pet pig Larry Steve was in dire straits, with many veterinarians refusing to help. Larry lived with Alexa from birth in 2017, as today she posted an update on Twitter in regards to her pet, as we wish her the best.
I'm here and say thank you to everyone who has reached out about Larry, and to let everyone know that I really appreciate the amount of support and people who have called and texted. I will get back to you. I just can't yet because we're still trying to kind of wrap our heads around what happened. Larry went very quickly, digressed really quickly, and we don't really fully understand it yet. But he was surrounded by people who loved him. You know, my family was there, we were petting him, and Ryan was playing him music on his guitar because Larry loves music. And I just want to say to any animal care person or vet, you know, no matter how big an animal is or how different they are, please help them. I hope Larry's story helps open people's eyes to, you know, the realities of having animals around his size, and I just want people to, you know, do better. We are going to celebrate Larry's birthday tomorrow. I really want to do something where we celebrate his birthday and maybe do like a charity thing to raise money for an animal rescue. And if that's something that you guys are interested in or seeing or anything like that, just let us know. And again, thank you.
And this was your Pro Wrestling News Update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.